Alright, so I've been putting off making this type of videos for a while, but I finally have the time to. Basically, I'm Kauyan. I have my own business. However, I'm still working a 9 to 5 job. Matter of fact, I should be working right now, but I felt kind of sick this morning. I still went to the office, worked a couple hours, but I started to feel even more sick. So I just ended up telling my boss that I'm just gonna go home and finish from here whatever I can. Most likely tomorrow, if I feel bad, I'll just call in sick, which, I'm fortunate enough to be in a country where that isn't frowned upon and it's pretty easy to accomplish, like getting a sick leave. Which is to bring me to another topic. Basically, I've noticed that, at least in my life, whenever I'm sick of working on various things, I end up getting physically sick. And that's to say that, at least for me, burnout is a very real thing. The reason I wanted to start making these types of videos is because I know social media is fucking crazy right now. The short form is prevailing. AI is taking over right now in terms of content creation. And at some point, I think people will come back around to this type of content where it's just like raw footage of somebody talking. I tend to find myself watching these types of videos more and more as time goes on, because I know we're fed this type of content that would make us sometimes ADHD for real, or sometimes make us think we have ADHD because we're constantly looking for the next dopamine hit. I've noticed that usually the content that would entertain me before, I put on now, and I realize how many of the, key jingle moments it has, and just to keep your attention, because that's the real currency of today. Attention. So, I mentioned my business briefly, but, well, what it is basically what I'm wearing. It's t-shirts and apparel and things like that. This is from one of our artists called Anton Konstantin. Recently went to his gallery exhibition. He wasn't there, unfortunately, because he's a busy guy. But all this to say that I started this business like last year, 2024. But I've had this idea for the business for a very long time. I just wasn't able to start it by myself. And finding my business partner in the current office that I'm working in basically enabled me to bring this idea to life. And essentially what the business is we take in artists under a contract where they provide us with 8 designs per year, which are the mandatory amount, but you can really give unlimited. After which we put them on our website and sell them as merchandise under the form of t-shirts, mugs, and hoodies. What really pushed this idea for me is the fact that I'm an artist, even though these days it's very difficult to find time and inspiration. I know, inspiration. But it's difficult for me to find the appropriate time to be creative in that way, to actually draw stuff. But yeah, before I actually started the business, I was enjoying making art. However, I realized that no matter what, I would have the need for some kind of stable income. And in my country, it's very difficult to make money with art. So I said to myself, why not try selling t-shirts and hoodies and stuff? So I tried doing that by myself for a couple of years, maybe 1 or 2. And I found out how much hassle it is to actually deal with all these logistics and everything. So I basically decided to make the website for these artists that we have in our country, which are in the same position as me in the past. I was trying to solve my problem and solve the same problem for everyone else that might be experiencing it. But truth be told, we're actually 70,000 in debt. We just started, so that's kind of normal, but we are far from being profitable in this stage. Of course, I am having doubts about the business. That's normal, I would say. But the people that think it's easy to manage 9 to 5 and business, and also being engaged as I am, and finding time for hobbies and friends and socializing and everything, that's a nice recipe to get burnt out pretty fast. And that's basically what's happening to me for the past months. But don't get me wrong, working on this business is very valuable, and I know it's helping me reach certain goals that I probably wouldn't reach on my own. And the networking and the experience that I'm getting is invaluable. But yeah, at the end of the day, it's not easy work. The fact that it's fun sometimes and that it's very inspiring, driving, and so on, it's true. But for the time being, it's been like, I would say 7 months, 8 months maybe, since we launched the website. And we're realizing that we need more people on board. Currently, it's just me and my business partner. He's taking care of the technical part of everything. I'm taking care of relations, the general oversight of the project, and connections. Speaking to the artists, hiring them, everything. Because there's also a language barrier because my partner is not from the same country as me, so being focused on expanding locally for now is basically my responsibility for the most part. I'm not making this video to gain some type of sympathy or to advertise my business, but I don't know, I just wanted to sit down and just talk, really, because this is who I am. This is my authentic self, and it's an unfiltered view into my life that some of my friends even don't know. But I just wanted to make this for personal reasons mostly, and maybe for some people to relate to my position or to understand what could happen if they started chasing their dreams, because nothing is as easy as people make it out to be on social media. But at the same time, it's very much worth it. I'm not trying to discourage people. Matter of fact, it's kind of the opposite. I keep going. I keep going every day because that's all we have. Yeah. I think that's it for now.